has gone through a period of transition in their life. We have the Four of Swords, and it says in Pace Resquiat, which I believe is the Latin for rest in peace. And yes, this could be about somebody who has suffered a loss. My condolences if that's true. But more so, what I'm picking up is this is somebody who is letting go of an old version of themselves. That's how I acted then. That's what I would have done then. But I have changed. I am no longer that same person. And we also have strength. So to me, this is saying I'm no longer a doormat, or I'm no longer the type of person that would take that kind of treatment and be okay with it. So, basically, you better come correct or there's going to be some issues. The strength card says, a feeling for which I have no name has taken possession of my soul. There's definitely assertiveness and confidence coming through these cards. So, maybe you dealt with somebody who wasn't very confident a year ago or 2 years ago, but that's not me. I'm different now. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. And if you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. You can find it in the description box along with more information on how to become a member. And you can also find a link to my Etsy shop in the description box for my homemade soy candles if you are interested. Hello, Miss Haley, how are you doing? Hello, Shayla. Hello, Steven. How are we doing? Happy Friday. Let's see what else we've got for you. We're going to go with the Cook's Tarot. And what else do we have? And I've been posting pictures of delicious food that I had over the last couple of days. I needed to take some time off, and it was glorious. I did miss you all. Don't worry. But if you're upset about how delicious the food looks in my posts, I don't feel bad about that. Shout out to Static. I'm glad to hear that, Shayla. So we have the Chariot. This is progress. Whoever I'm picking up on, give yourself a high five or a pat on the back. You're not dealing with the same BS like you used to, or you're leaving things in the past, creating boundaries, or changing how you deal with people that mistreat you or don't show you respect. You're fine with walking away and ending the connection or ending the friendship. You're not going to deal with it the same way. You're not going to just be like, oh, maybe they'll change and, and then they'll be good to me. No, you treat me the way that you want to. And if I don't like it, then I leave if I want to. That's just how it is. No, I'm not hungry, but just trying to get back to the cards that I've been missing. Didn't it, Shayla? Yeah, I saved the best one for last. Hello, Danny. Hello, Ryan. How are you doing? So we've got the Moon, the Three of Cups in the reverse, the Four of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords in the reverse. Oh, you know what I didn't take a picture of is I had some really amazing tres leches cake, and I'm sorry, I don't have a picture of it, but it was incredible. Just figured I'd let you know. All right, so we have the Moon. Yeah, you've had this opportunity to step into a new chapter, hence the Two of Wands. You may have moved, you may have started a new job, you may be single after you've been in a relationship for a very long time. But it's like you have this opportunity to redefine yourself, or you have this opportunity to step out from the expectations that people have had of you and create something different. With the Three of Cups in the reverse, this is like a change in your social environment. So those aren't my friends anymore, or that's not my partner anymore. I'm going to be able to, let go of some things that were holding me back. And with the Five of Swords being in the reverse, this is like I'm making amends with the issues that led to my accepting that kind of behavior. So I'm forgiving people or changing my perspective on what behavior is acceptable if somebody wants to be in my social community or in my life. This is the Pulp Tarot. What else do we have? Knight of Pentacles, Page of Wands in the reverse, Three of Cups, and the Nine of Swords. There are some people here who haven't seen you in a while. They might approach you in the same way that they did in the past, not realizing that you have made progress or you see things differently now. And I feel like this is frustrating for whoever this is. There's people here who want to be able to, you know, treat you the way that they want, which is apparently without respect. So this could be like a situationship who feels like they should be able to just, you know, call you up and you come over and do what they want. This could be a best friend who lies and, you know, tells your secrets or tries to hit on your boyfriend or girlfriend, and you're not having it anymore. But there's a change in behavior and people are like, whoa, 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 what are you doing? You can't change. That's ridiculous. I really got used to you not having any kind of ability to tell me that I was wrong or that I wasn't a good friend or a good partner. And now all of a sudden you're like, you have boundaries and stuff? What? Why are you doing that? Magician in the reverse, High Priestess in the reverse, I really don't like that energy. There were people here who had really become comfortable with the idea of manipulating you or trying to gaslight you, make you see things in a way that isn't the best, right? Or see yourself in a way that isn't accurate. Hello, Ashwini. You can put your request in a super chat if you would like me to add you to the list. I do the general reading for the first 30 to 35 minutes, and then I dive into those personal questions with priority to those who tip or donate. You can also donate membership to somebody else. Oh, let's not do the repeating thing though, please. Hello, Gemini. How are you doing today? So we have the King of Wands and the Three of Swords. Sun in the reverse. You're kind of like ruining this person's day because they thought that they could just show up and you would be like hospitable. And I'm not saying that you're not a polite person or that you're unfriendly. It's just there's someone here who felt like they could show up and get what they want. And you're not here for it. I think for the majority of you, this is a situationship. Somebody who felt like they had access to you, but they were not being, like they didn't take your feelings into consideration. It was really just me, 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 me. So the character in my mind is John Hamm's character in Bridesmaids. Not the best. Not the best at all. All right. This is the Witch's Tarot. What else do we have, please? Let's see, that is the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Sorry, it's really hard to read those letters. Eight of Wands in the reverse and the Six of Cups in the reverse. Bad behavior, immature energy, someone who was no contact for a while or hasn't really been aware of what's going on in your life. They feel like they can just show up and they get access to you. This is someone who likes to have some sort of like relationship energy with you, but they don't want the relationship. And with the Seven of Swords, this is somebody who is pretty frequently comfortable with lying about their intentions. So they might tell you, oh, you know, I've been thinking about maybe it's time to settle or get into like a regular relationship or, you know, a committed relationship. No, they're lying to you. They just want to see if they can have some fun. Yep. Princess of Cups. Ten of Pentacles. But we have the Ten of Cups in the reverse and the Two of Cups in the reverse. So I'm coming back around. I want to talk about like a long-term relationship or monogamy. But the truth is, I'm just talking about those things without actually having any intention of falling in love or any kind of real feelings or, you know, mutual respect. Just let's daydream about things for a little bit and pretend that we could have something special. But then I'm going to be very like blocked off or reserved or unavailable emotionally. Hello, Garrett. How are you doing today? Happy Friday. What else do we have? Eight of Cups, the Chariot, and the Empress. Yeah, so I don't know if you've like gone off on a vacation or you got a new job in a different town or you moved to a different state or a different country, but you have good things happening for you. You have a change, not just in terms of where you are or where you're headed to, but how you view yourself. And that takes this person by surprise because they had become quite accustomed to just like, you know, not having to be very respectful and still being able to have access to you or still being able to be in your life. But you're starting to realize this new energy that you've taken on, this approach to life where you prioritize things instead of people who are lackadaisical. It's going well for you. You're not interested in dealing with people that are, you know, just looking for what they want. This situationship is somebody who leaves a lot to be desired. This is the Path of Shadows. The person from the past hasn't, but the person I'm reading has absolutely changed. Happy Friday, Stephen. So we have overthinking and mask. When you start to become more genuine, when you go through a spiritual awakening, or with the Four of Swords, we know this person's gone through some healing, they've maybe had some time to themselves, then dealing with people who are wearing a mask or dealing with people who lie about their intentions gets really frustrating. So we have somebody here who acknowledges, you know, I don't know if I can really stand to deal with you anymore because I didn't really feel like I knew where I stood with you. And then we have overthinking. Each thought a labyrinth, endless and obscure. There is no peace amidst this self-imposed torture. I don't have to deal with this negative energy if I don't allow you in my life. If I know that you're being dishonest or disingenuous, I could just like tell you I'm not here for it. I'm not interested, right? Hello, Kanga. How are you doing? Hello, Gracie. Welcome back. Gorgon, the monster they feared, now I've become, still seeking for revenge for my cold heart of stone. The risk here is dealing with people that are very selfish and almost like transactional in their relationships. There is a risk that you turn out to be like that, like a bit of an energy vampire, or I seek those emotional connections out that don't ask too much of me so that I can get the benefit without all of the work that would be required of that. Whoever I'm reading for, this King of Wands energy, this is somebody who's been able to say, I know I don't want that, and I know I deserve better than that, so I'm going to choose a different path. And we have my favorite card from the Path of Shadows. We have the Witch. Beneath the veil of night, my thoughts conjure light. Shining through the darkness, I am magic burning bright. Whoever I'm reading for, they have been able to manifest a new beginning, and they're not the same person that they used to be. They know how important it is to maintain boundaries with people who have questionable intentions. Venomous Garden. Beauty conceals truth beneath captivating lies. Beware the allure of the dangers that in the shadows hide. So that's great. You're hot, or, you know, everyone thinks you're attractive. Everyone wants to be with you, but the energy's off. You're selfish. You only think about yourself, and what you want, and you lie to people. So why would I want to be involved with that? This King of Wands is saying, I'm surrounded by people who lie, or was surrounded by people that lie. I want to be around people that I can trust, even if that means for a little bit I'm on my own, or I have to let go of this social community in order to find something that's a bit more respectful, right? Hey, Casual Mike, I think there's a way for you to be selfish, like pursue the things that matter to you without being like the greedy definition of selfish, right? But we can talk semantics later. This is the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. Hello, Bird Dog. How are you doing? What else do we have? Chariot. The Star. I'm proud of you. This is great energy. And the Lovers. So there are people who are able to pick up on the fact that you have more confidence or something has changed about you, but they don't necessarily realize that the fact that this energy has changed means they don't get to be a part of it. They don't get to be in your life because they still want you to act like you used to be. They still want you to accept the kind of treatment that you know is beneath you. You know you deserve better. Hello, Kellogg's. How are you doing? The Emperor and Strength. We had Strength at the beginning. So you've let go of the relationships, the connections, the people, or the behaviors, maybe all of it, that held you back. And it's going to basically motivate a few people to feel like they need to come back around and see if by any chance they can regain access or maintain access to you. And I see you having a different set of rules. You're like, no. I might have been fine with that before, but I'm not anymore. Maybe you had a, standing invite for friends and they could come over, drop by whenever they wanted, play some, I don't know, insert name of a video game here, or they could, swim in your pool if they wanted to. But then you get into a relationship, or then you start a family, and that sense of privacy or being able to be, more like informed on who's coming over and when, it changes your policy. There's this, like, you need to have access in order to be able to just show up. I'm not going to have that open door policy anymore. Life changes. So Knight of Swords to the Page of Swords. Now we have boundaries where we used to have kind of like a free-for-all. No thanks, Kellogg's. But I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hello, Key Controller. How are you doing? So we have 10 of Swords and the 5 of Swords, indicating being done with that self-sabotaging behavior. I know that it was really fun to interact with you or, participate in that situationship with you. But the reality is, when I really think about it, it was holding me back from being able to be in a real relationship, or it was something that maybe helped me to pass the time, but it's a bad use of my energy because I could reroute that into something that is intentional, right? Ace of Swords in the reverse. Ace of Wands. Wow. And the Ace of Cups. Are you serious? There's 4 aces, right? And I just pulled 3 of them simultaneously. That's wild. You're letting people know this is different, right? This is a new you. You're not going to put up with the same treatment before. You have a new respect for yourself, or you've let go of the things that made you feel like you deserved that kind of treatment from people, right? This is the Hocus Pocus Tarot. Hello, Dennis. How are are you doing? What else? 5 of Candles or the 5 of Wands. 4 of Candles or 4 of Wands in the reverse. And the 4 of Cups. If you're not intentional, if you aren't focused on your purpose, or if you like to waste your energy, then you're not welcome, or I'm not going to invest in that friendship or that relationship. With the 4 of Cups, this is like, nope, sorry, invite declined, or no, I don't think we really need to reconnect because that part of my life is over. I'm not interested in rehashing that, or I'm not interested in, continuing to see someone who doesn't want to be in a relationship. 6 of Candles or 6 of Wands in the reverse, and the Knight of Candles or Knight of Wands with the Hermit in the reverse. So there's someone in particular here who really feels like they can't stand that you are changing your ways. This is likely a situationship who felt like they had every right to just come back whenever they felt like it, and then they could ghost again, and they could come back again. Like I said, kind of like that John Hamm character in Bridesmaids. But it was toxic. It made Kristen Wiig's character feel awful. So once you realize those people who are like energy vampires, or they're using you, once you realize that that's not something that you need in your life, you're able to repurpose that time or that energy that you had previously allowed to them. Hello, Gracie. Thank you for the tip. May I ask that you keep your questions in the super chat so it's easier for me to find, por favor, or please? But I wrote down your name. I will add what your question is. We've got 9 of Candles or 9 of Wands in the reverse, and the 10 of Swords. So they're going to lose their temper. They're going to be difficult with you because they had this access at one point where they felt like they were like, I don't know, your go-to hangout. But now you're saying, I don't get to do that? That's not cool. It's like when you work at a place, a restaurant, and you get discounted food, right? Because you work there. So you're used to paying half off for the food, or maybe even used to free food. And then you get fired, and now you have to pay for those chicken wings, or you have to pay for those cheese curds. It's an adjustment. But in this situation, I guess you are the cheese curds. Knight of Pumpkins or Knight of Pentacles, and the 6 of Swords or the 6 of Lightning. Do not change your position on this. Someone's basically going to kind of say, well, we had a thing going and it was fine for you there or then. Why would it be different now? I don't want to renegotiate. I don't want things to be different. I want to still be able to have that access to you. Hello, Indra. How are you doing? Hello, Chosen One. Did I say hello to Key Controller? Hello, Queen Cheese. What's up, Flower? Oh, I'm so glad you have reception. I hope you're having a good time. Hello, Matt. Hello, Pedro. Hello, Luke. I hope you're doing well. Hello, Healing. How's your day going? So from the Energy Oracle, we have the Thinking Woman. And first chakra Archangel Michael, which is about self-knowledge. When you know what you deserve, when you know who you are, when you have respect for yourself, when you've thought about things, then you're not willing to accept that behavior that is disrespectful towards you, right? Things change for the better because of those boundaries. Any guidance from guides? Thank you, Flower. I've added that for you. I'm glad to hear that, Indra. Oh, enjoy, Flower. Hey, Indra, I'm going to ask if you could please keep your questions in the super chat. I know there's a limitation on what you can include in there. That's just part of it. But it gets really difficult for me to keep track of questions if they're outside of the super chat. Okay? Make arrangements to go out on the weekend. Oh, no response. I'm sorry you're going through that, Indra. What's going on? I have added that for you. And Gracie's by the end of year. Will things between me and Jay change for better? I've added that for you. Ooh. And Flower, thank you. Whose energy and why? Oh, no worries, Gracie. We got it. Hello, Marie. How are you doing? Hey, you do you, Flower. All right, what else do we have? We have the world and walking away. That's right. If you don't treat me right, if you don't show me respect, then I shall depart. I shall leave. I shall go where I am treated better. So I'm proud of you. If this reading is for you, you've made changes in your life, and a lot of that has to do with you have respect for yourself. You're not willing to tolerate people who are going to be disrespectful towards you. I'm doing well. Thank you, Marie. What else do we want? This is the Hard Truths Oracle. What else do we have? Oh, and I saw one that was flipped over. 1 second, please. Uh-oh. ¿Dónde estás? There we are. What else do we have, please? Wow. So we have failure, anxiety, and fear. Avoiding failure also means avoiding success. You're stuck in planning mode and your potential is locked away. Success is achieved by trying. And fear. Fear lied to you and promised you safety in staying small. But you have a voice and you decide who and what rules your life. Your destiny demands courage, not control. Nope. Comfort. My bad. So basically, we have had that strength card come out twice because you're not letting fear leave you stuck in connections or dealing with things that basically means you're not getting what you really want. You're accepting some sort of cheap imitation of it. Reality check. You have big dreams, but are your goals achievable? Contemplate fantasy versus reality because manifestation without work is just delusion. So I feel like this is saying, okay, I was investing all this time and energy into a person that didn't really have any intentions to, invest in me or want something serious. When I actually move that energy over or repurpose it towards something that matters to me, and I adjust the fear or anxiety that I have regarding those goals, then I'm able to actually get closer to what I want. Hello, how's it going? It's Rachel's on the account. Hello, Ryan, what's up? Hello, Oracle Knowledge, how are you doing? Hello, Third Eye. Aw, I've missed you guys too. I hope you've had a good couple of days. Let's see. This is the Green Witch Oracle. Let's see what else we've got for you. Hugging a tree. There we go. Or put your bare feet in the grass if you can. Mint. Abundance, persistence, and proliferation. When you learn to reclaim your energy and you no longer invest it in a person that is wasteful with that energy, then you're able to get further in your dreams or closer to your dreams. With that person, that situationship, it was instead creating some sort of a fog, so you couldn't really see what you needed to do, or you were feeling lost. When you separate or you distance yourself from them, that energy allows you to be more effective. Oak tree, power, courage, and strength. That's the theme of the reading today. You're not doing the same things. You're not falling into the same traps. You're not interested in being in this connection with somebody who doesn't treat you right. You know you deserve better, so you let them know that's not for you anymore. Fruit, achievement, and success. And then you get the success that you're looking for. I like this for you. This is great. All right, let's get a few from, we're gonna go with the Kipper. What else do we have? Well, it is Friday night. Hello, Trish. How are you doing? Oh, yeah, no, if it's not good for you, third eye, no need. We got to take those things into consideration. Maybe if you can't touch grass, like maybe just like eat apple pie or a chocolate chip cookie. That's maybe not the best advice. Sorry. We have Journey. This is your spiritual awakening. You are not the same person that you were before. You are not here to just be someone's plaything or distraction for them. You're not here to just like pay their bills. Someone is feeling frustrated or angry because you're taking your energy back, and they were really hoping that they could just like, you know, get what they wanted. Nope. Sorry. It has to be intentional. Or you have to actually respect me if you want to be in my life. Otherwise, I banish you. Otherwise, it's over. It's, you know, it's been real boring. But you are not part of the community that I want in my life if you treat me like, you know, somebody that you can dispose, right? Like I like you for a night and then I'm done with you. No, thank you. I'm not on board with that. Thank you. Move along. I'm sure you'll find somebody else. All right, where are we at? We'll pull just a few more. Ooh, I know. We'll go with the Voyage of the Soul. And then we're going to dive into those personal questions, okay? Oh no, but green's my favorite color. What else do we have, please? We have ethereal, seeking, and pathway. Heavenly, angelic, airy, mermaids, fantasy, and daydream. Part of the problem is when you are advancing in your spiritual awakening, when you are healing from these issues from your past and you have more respect for yourself, you become more attractive. And you're like, Carmen, that doesn't sound like a problem. That sounds like great. Yes, but you draw people back into you. Like, they see that you're glowing or they see that you're happy and they're like, oh, bring me up a piece of that. That sounds great, or that looks great over there. And you basically need a fly swatter that's like the size of a human. Get away, you! I'm doing better over here because I'm not dealing with somebody like you who saps my energy or distracts me from the things that are important. And because I've been focused on my soul search because I've been finding out who I really am and letting go of the connections that were superfluous. Superfluous. I got it, you guys. It just took me a second. Then I don't have any energy left over for you. I'm putting it all into what's actually important, and it's not you. Because you don't have any intentions. You're just like, let's hang out for a little bit, huh? No, thank you. I'm focused on the things that I want in my life, or I feel my path takes me somewhere else. So we have, oh, that's interesting. I totally forgot. Pathway actually fell out. You're on the right path, and this person doesn't get to go. They're not invited. You've made choices, you have a different direction, and they should keep going the other direction. If they're not a part of your purpose, if they don't support that purpose or feed into it, if they're just taking energy away from it, then they can be gone. They're just an obstacle, right? Not like a benefit. Thank you, Flower. Is it me? Does it smell like sunshine and lollipops? You keep hearing in love. Ooh. Well, that's sweet. I wonder if there's some energy left over from somebody who'd stayed there or lived there before. Hello, Bingo. Feel free to put your request in a super chat and I will add you to the list. Hello, Aveda. Happy Friday. I hope you're doing well. Hello, Boquito. I see you're calling me Queen. That's a step up from what you were calling me before, but I would still love it if you could call me Carmen, please. Hello, Eric. How are you? Okay, we're starting off with those personal questions, okay, y'all? So we have Gracie, and then Flower, and then Indra. Let's see. We're gonna use the, hold on, it's there. The Pause Tarot. Aveda, I don't really know how the gifts translate, so the way to get on the reading list would either be to donate a membership to somebody else in the live chat or to do that super chat. But the gifts are kind of like nominal. They don't really equate the same way. I do appreciate them, but the way to get on that list would be one of those two ways. And Indra, just to give you a heads up, I'm going to group Flower's questions together and then move on to your question, okay? So we have Gracie up first. By the end of the year, will things change for the better between Jay and Gracie? Yes, they will change for the better. We have the Three of Swords, the Fool in the reverse, the Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Swords in the reverse, the Star in the reverse, and the Page of Pentacles. So this is like, tripping over a rug. You're trying to look cool for people, right? You're tripping over a rug and people are like, oh, that wasn't great. But then you recover. You know, you like adjust your jacket, maybe you pop the collar. No, don't do that. You do something that's a little bit meh in this connection, or Jay does, or both of you, right? But there's a recovery, okay? Now, I don't have a lot of good examples of this in my life because usually it's just like me actually just tripping on the rug. But this is like, no. Okay, so things were a little bit difficult. I chose like the wrong lane when I was driving and then I had to like move back over. Or I ordered the wrong thing off the menu, but it's okay. I ordered something else and now it's better. Initially, there's trouble. Initially, there's issues. There's heartbreak. There's frustrations. And then you and Jay, I see both of you being more clued in, more connected to your intuition, and this helps you to change direction. There is someone here who confesses what they actually feel, and is more honest with themselves. So this feels like a reality check. This is later in the year, but whatever has been confusing with that star in the reverse, there is a new start, or a like, let's shake that off. That's not going to be what we do anymore. And then we choose the right path. So yes, but first it's like you trip or you stumble and then things improve. So it gets a little bit worse and then it gets better. Let's see. This is the Golden Art Nouveau. Let's see what we've got for flower. You're so funny. All right, so for flower we have, what guidance do we have from Flowers Guides, please? Tower in the reverse, Six of Wands in the reverse, and the Seven of Swords. So there's someone here who is lying to you or will lie to you in the near future. Your guides want you to know that this is somebody who's saying that they have been experiencing some sort of failure or difficulty. And they want you to do something to help them. But your guides are saying, nope, you're going to let that person do their own thing. I'm trying to think of a good example. So if somebody is too reliant on another person and they go through life expecting you to fix things for them all the time, it's not going to go well. Is this like a friend? Is this family? Yes. So this is a family member. I do feel like this is somebody who's older, so I don't feel like this is your son. But there's someone who's older and you would consider this person family, and they're lying to you about a problem, trying to make it seem like it's somebody else's problem when it's really, they keep signing up for this problem. So I'm blaming the circumstances, or I'm blaming another person. No, it's them. They're the problem. They're the issue. So this is basically saying you don't have this responsibility. You don't need to be the one who is fighting this battle for them. It is their responsibility. So you don't have any guilt that you need to be feeling for this. Let that guilt go, because you have your own things to work on and this person needs to deal with their own, right? This would be like somebody expecting you to shovel their driveway when you have your own driveway to shovel. Can you do it out of the kindness of your heart? Sure. But they should be taking over their own responsibility. And whose energy is flower feeling, please? Well, you got a spirit coming through. I do feel like this is someone who has good energy. So like I'm not feeling like this is spooky, angry, negative energy around you. But this is somebody who's confused. This is someone who feels like a lack of direction. This is someone who's trying to communicate to you. They can pick up on the fact that you're perceptive or that you're intuitive. They see you as an earth angel, and so I feel like this is somebody who's trying to pass a message on. What's that about? There's an action that they wanted to take that they were unable to take, and they feel like you can. So is this going to be in dreams? Yes, you're going to dream about this. So pay close attention to your dream. And who is it that flower can smell? Is this the same person? No. So wherever you are is a little spooky. You got two spirits around you. One of them is upset. You're going to get some sort of dream. They feel lost. You're going to dream about this person, and it's like they want you to do something. The person that you can smell, this is someone who I believe ran into an issue or perhaps perished just before they were meant to get married. And I feel like this person doesn't realize that they have passed. This is someone who doesn't understand what's going on. So you might just need to like mention that truth. You got people like following you. You heard they're in love? Yeah, that would make sense. Absolutely. Maybe it's Maybelline. Y'all are funny. Did I say hello to Key Controller? Hello. Oh, have a good day, Kanga, or a good weekend. Yeah, so you're picking up on two different people where you are. One of them is going to be a little bit pushier. One of them wants you, like they're going to be in your dream. The other one is confused, and all you need to do is let them know, like, something happened. You've passed over. I hope you enjoy your time despite the people trying to hit you up for favors. Let's see what we've got for Indra. This is the Everyday Tarot. So did I greet you and then greet you again, or did I forget to greet you? I'm sorry, Key Controller. For Indra, we've got, there's been no response from Tanya after saying that you all would go out on the weekend. What's going on with Tanya, please, for Indra? Something to do with work. Unexpected, angry communication, perhaps regarding a deadline or very important client. So I don't feel like this is Tanya wanting to reject you, but it's like, I know I can't do something, but I don't know if I could reschedule. Is Tanya still interested in hanging out with Indra? Yes. But does it have to be like another time? Yes. So this is like, I'm sorry, I have like so much going on right now, but I'm still interested in seeing you. It just has to be a different time. Let me get, you know, my poop in a group. Let me get things sorted, and then we can figure out something else. I feel like you deserve someone that's giving you a heads up on this. I would just be kind of like in the background. I wouldn't reach out per se, but I think you're going to find out this is just like something that's going on. Yeah, I wouldn't reach out. I would wait. You don't want to come across as like, excuse me, because there's already a sense of being overwhelmed here, right? So that could put at risk what you got. Oh no, Key Controller. Are you okay? Can we still be friends? You are not forgettable at all. Everybody say I love you, Key Controller. Come on, you know you do. You're like a pillar of this community. You know it. Yeah, so Indra, you're going to hear from Tanya. It's going to be a little bit frustrating that you have to wait for it, but there is genuinely like a little bit of a situation, an alarm, a lot going on that she has to deal with. Maybe even some fires she has to put out. Hopefully not real ones. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and thank you for hyping the video if you're able to. I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.